Because academics in generally are very risk averse. I think expansively, and I like to hang out with entrepreneurs and doers, industry disruptors. Let's talk about how health impacts business, the productivity. If you're less tired, if you're getting less ill, if you're more focused and productive, that ultimately affects your business.
What's the profit margins? What's it like with your products in the medical space?
Significantly higher.
Wow.
We're talking about...
Welcome back to my channel where we discuss personal development, business and everything else that's connected. If this is the first time you are visiting my channel, then please hit the like and subscribe button. Just to let you know, we are now releasing videos every Wednesday 11 AM and every Sunday 3 PM. Make sure to tune in as you don't want to miss them. I think you're the first doctor I've had.
Am I?
Seriously, you're the first
Thank
doctor I've had. And I was even more because you're local, and I'm a big believer in supporting your local.
I do like that about you, how you've had everyone local, I've noticed. Like,
yeah, well, I don't even think I've had enough. Like, I would definitely tap into more. But some people are not comfortable being on podcasts. Have you been on podcasts before?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Dr. Karman.
Please call me Cameron, but yeah, thank you.
But you are a doctor, right? How old are you?
I am. I'm 31.
Very young.
Yes.
Yeah. So you was a former NHS doctor.
That's correct.
Specializing in what? Just advanced aesthetics?
So no, prior to my advanced aesthetics journey,
yeah.
I was an A&E doctor for the NHS.
Really?
Yeah, so I worked in acute medicine, accident and emergency, did my time in the NHS, and then I ventured out and went into advanced aesthetics and then into lifestyle medicine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're one of the co-founders of Medica Health.
That's right, yep.
Yeah? You offer like different aesthetics, IV vitamin, therapies, injections, skin health screens, and just so much more.
Yeah,
right?
it's a health brand ultimately. So we try to deliver a premium health service where we take a holistic approach on covering everything health and well-being. So yes, we do advanced aesthetics. That's part of what we do, but we see it as an extension of skin health rather than just simple aesthetics as it is. And in order to get my clients to look their best, I've got to make sure that they feel their best.
Yeah.
And that's why we take that holistic approach. We do many things from, as you mentioned, aesthetics. We do IV vitamin drips. We now also have a on-site physiotherapist, dietitian, sports massage, acupuncture, and you can also now book private MRI, CT, X-rays at the clinic. Yeah, so we try to take a full health, all-in-one stop.
You know what, we'll tap into all these because, look, I'm a big believer in wellness and looking after yourself. So, and I don't even think there's many out there. I think there's Randox and just a few. So do you do similar to what Randox do or completely different? Because I'm sure we
work closely with Randox actually. So Randox do diagnostic testing and health screens.
Yeah.
So we use Randox for our blood testing. So you can come to the Medica clinic and get a blood test done on site. We also do health screens similar to Randox. But I guess Randox, a fantastic company, they do that, whereas we cover other aspects of health as well, such as skin care, hair care. We cover mental health.
You've got great hair.
Drips. Thank you.
I need some tips.
You're right, actually.
I've got a little.
No, you look good. You look good.
Yeah. Let's drive into the business model for this.
Yeah.
How does it even work? Like, how did you get into it?
It's a good question. So I got into it, the honest truth is, I was, as you mentioned, a former NHS doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of working smart, working hard and also working smart as well. And I looked at my situation in the NHS and I always like to look at where people are, where I'm looking to end up. And I looked at consultants, my bosses at the time, and I just didn't like what I see.
How old were you at this point?
At this point, I was a junior doctor. I was 24 years old.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I looked at my consultants and I thought, look, I'm not afraid of putting in hard work. Med school was 6 years of hard work. So all doctors, I think, have to put in the hard work to become doctors. But I just looked at the consultants and I thought, well, I don't like this. I don't like what their lifestyle is. I don't like the salary that they're on is very, for what it is, it's quite limited.
Yeah.
And also the NHS, as great as it is as a service, I didn't agree with its ethos. It was a one glove fits all approach. Whereas at Medica Health, we take a unique tailor-made approach. So your health plan will be completely different to my next patient's. Whereas in the NHS, it was well, everyone gets the same dose of medication, be it a female, a male, a young, old. No one takes into account their lifestyle, and that's what lifestyle medicine is about.
Yeah.
Where we make it tailor-made to your approach. So the business model, coming back to your question, we wanted to create a premium health brand. I saw that there was a gap in the market in terms of a luxury premium health service.
Yeah.
Because as you know, in Manchester, like yourself, there are a lot of successful business entrepreneurs and people, and they travel 5-star, they eat 5-star, they wear the latest brand clothing. Everything they do is top end.
Yeah.
They stay in the fanciest hotels, but no matter how successful they are or how much disposable income they had, everyone would sort of take a back seat on the health side of things. There was nowhere really nice to go and get your blood tests done. You'd have to go to a hospital that looks the same. So I think we saw that there was a demand for this, and we've only been open 9 months, and luckily, we were speaking outside earlier, we've already got an award for best provider in the North.
By the way, yeah.
And I think it seems to be going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But it's early days yet. We have to see. We have to see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the award,
Thank
by
you.
the way. And we're shooting this in September, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So by the time this comes out, you might have more awards by then, right?
We have been nominated. So let's.
Have
see.
you? Where?
So we've been nominated for Best New Clinic for the awards in December.
Right.
Safety in Beauty.
Well,
awards.
Well, congratulations in advance for that as well.
Thank you. Because
this is going to come out around that time.
Thank you very much.
You've been open 9 months. That's fairly new, right?
Yeah.
So what's your role in there?
So I'm the co-founder and medical director.
Yeah.
And the lead clinician at the Medica Health brand.
Okay.
We have, as I mentioned, an on-site physiotherapist who's fantastic. He has a team. We have a dietitian. We have our lead therapists. But I'm essentially the co-founder and the medical director. So everything medical related, which machinery we're going to be using, what services we're going to be providing, what treatments we're going to be offering, that's my job. And that's what I do. What
I'm really interested to know is that because you're in spinning fields, right?
That's right.
It's not cheap.
No.
Plus you've got probably rates as well, and so much going on up there. Where do your leads come from? What's your marketing strategy with that sort of stuff?
Yeah, good question. In fact, I actually got a great deal on that site. So despite it being in spinning fields, yes, there are people think it is a expensive area. Yeah. But we are an expensive clinic. We offer a premium health service. So our market isn't everyone. These are people who are looking to invest in themselves. They don't really look at the price. They look at the result. We're a results-driven company. And because of that, we are fortunate enough to have clientele that are willing to pay that extra mile, and they want that service. As I mentioned, they're used to having everything 5-star in their life, and the health side of things was always missing. It was like I travel 5-star, eat 5-star, but my health is always a bit boring, and I go to a really boring clinic, or I don't really enjoy going there. So to answer your question, I'm a strong believer of timing, and at the time that I put an offer on the site, it was just after COVID, so it was 2021.
Wow.
It was a former TM Lewin site, suit and tie shop.
Was it?
Yeah. So it was a suit and tie shop that went under, unfortunately for them, but fortunately for me. So I believe they still have an online presence, but all of their stores across the UK immediately shut down. Wow. So it left a gap. There was a few, given the prominent location, there's a corner unit in Spinningfields opposite the Ivy. Given the prominent location, there were a lot of people after that site, retail units, coffee shops, there were some big contenders. And I was a new business at the time, no previous trade history. Yeah. It was a new co. So I reached out to the lettings agent and I said, look, I've got this idea. I want to create a luxury premium health hub in the middle of Spinningfields in the heart of the city. And this is my idea. And I remember JT at the time, I rang him, it was end of May, and the next day.
Who's JT? Sorry.
JT, sorry, is the letting agents.
Right.
Yeah. So I rang JT, the letting agent, and it was end of May, I believe it was 27th of May, and 28th of May I had a viewing. Went in. 29th, the next day I made him an offer, and speed kills. We got to move fast. Yeah. And he said to me, yeah, I think it'll be a good idea. And coming back to the rates and stuff and timing, because it was the end of COVID, they hadn't had any rent coming in for more than a year. Wow. So they were more lenient towards and more inclined to give it to a health brand because it was pandemic proof. Health. Timing, right? Yeah. So I got a huge discount on the rates. I got a very generous rent-free period, which we used, which I negotiated, by the way. They didn't offer it, but I got it into the deal. And I said, look, guys, you can either open another store like TM Lewin. You never think TM Lewin would go under. It's a high street household name. And they went under. Or you could risk it with another retail store that could go under. Who knows how long this pandemic is going to go on for? Who knows if we're going to have another one? Or you can give it to me. I'm a pandemic-proof business. I'm selling health. If there is another... Pitched it perfectly there. I said, if there is another pandemic, God forbid, it would be great. It's guaranteed rent. I spoke their language. We wrote a letter to them and said all the benefits that it would bring to the area, the health benefits to the offices, to the local residents. And I think, I won the bid. So that's how... Wow. Yeah, so the business model worked because I got a great deal. And we had high-paying clients. What's your marketing strategy currently then, at the moment?
Hey YouTube, so I won't take too much of your time, but I get a lot of people asking me questions like, look, I'm struggling to go to the gym, I'm struggling to scale my business, I'm struggling to make decisions. So what I've done is I've just gone and created the perfect solution for you. I have a 7-day free, this is a total free audio mindset program. All you have to do is once you sign up, you get it in your inbox. Every single day you will receive a 2-minute audio. And the reason why I created this was because I really wanted every single one of you to get into the right mindset when you are about to deal with a task ahead of you. So if you are somebody who wants to think big, think outside the box and make quicker decisions, this is perfect for you. It will be in the link below. Don't miss it. Let's get back to the episode.
Good question. The honest truth is we're sort of figuring it out as we go. When we started, we did hire a company, we invested quite a lot, and they made a whole strategy for us. And then, as you know, in business and in property, the clinic got delayed by a year. So by a whole year, the plans that we'd made, which was we got the keys in December 2021. Just coming towards the end of COVID. People were still very health orientated, health conscious coming off the back of COVID. So we had this whole marketing strategy based off of, right, COVID's finished, guys, learn your lesson, look after your health. And then we opened a year later. Now, a year later, we had the Ukraine-Russia war. We had Brexit. We had cost of living crisis on the news. What is this? So the whole dynamic had changed. The plan that we'd made a year ago was no longer valid. So, we've spent a bunch of money on that strategy. We did, core demographic research and everything. And they made a whole in-depth strategy, which was just no longer valid. It was outdated. It was 12 months behind schedule. And so we had to really adapt. So now we have an in-house full-time head of marketing.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So I had a choice, at the beginning. I said, look, we've got a set budget. I can either hire a clinic manager or I could hire a marketing manager or head of marketing. And I decided to put the budget towards a head of marketing because I said, look, I can manage the clinic. I'm there every day. We don't really need a clinic manager to start off with. I'll manage it. The team, I have a fantastic team. They help me manage it. But one thing we really need to do is market it. So, we have a great team. We do everything from collaborations with networking groups in the local area. We do, of course, the usual online stuff that everyone does, paid ads, Google keywords, etc. But for me, I think the demographic that we're reaching out to, it's because health is such a personalized and intrinsic thing, an intimate relationship with the clinic and the team that we have. A lot of it has to be personalized, so we can't do a lot of online stuff. Sure, people like to see before and after pictures and results, but I think what we've had tremendous success with and more effective results is with the personalized approach. So when we do pop-ups and we speak to people and they say, oh, these guys are really personable and They have a really nice personalized approach. The team are really friendly. I think they resonate with that more, and then word spreads. And that's
interesting.
Yeah. So because we're a service-led company currently, we are looking to have an online presence once the brand grows. But currently, because we are a service-led, I think we focus more on the real-life meeting people approach rather than the online approach. If we're selling a product online, it's completely different.
Completely different, yeah. Where would you do pop-ups?
In and around spinning fields. So
nice.
we did one just the other week. Well, just the other day actually. We did one at Vibe, which is a fitness sort of hit class in the centre of Manchester, similar to Barry's bootcamp. And, and Block. We're doing a collaboration with these people as well. We did a pop-up in the lobbies of the offices in and around spinning fields. We'll do pop-ups in.
Was that good?
We got a lot of leads from there. We've got a lot of young professionals, people with professionals. A lot of them, we realized that they actually had a corporate budget backing them. So each of them had about, I think, up to about £100 to spend that they had to spend by the end of the quarter. And we met the companies in spinning fields. They back their clients and their team quite generously. So it was a great pop-up because we got loads of email leads. We got to meet loads of people, and we found out that they actually have a budget to spend on their health and well-being from their company. So it was quite effective.
So what, you just like ringing them up and saying, can we pop down here today, or is it just building relationships up, or are they charging you to pop up?
Some people charge. No one's charged us as of yet. I think we just try to do an equal exchange of value. So if we say, look, we'll come down and we'll do complimentary health screens on everyone in your building, that's worth its weight in gold.
Of course it is.
So, some people, of course, they'll want us to pay. But as a startup, we've got to watch the costs and we've got to be smart about it. So I guess it depends on the ROI. If someone says we have to pay for a certain location, but we know we're going to get hundreds or, about 1,000 high quality leads from it, we'll pay. If we think that we're unsure, we'll just say, look, we'll give you exclusive discounts or complimentary health checks, things like that. So
negotiate it, right?
What
about Barry's boot camp? Have you been? Have you been in touch with them?
Absolutely. So I go to Barry's quite regularly. Great team that they have there. We did an initial, when we first opened, a collaboration with them where their PTs would get a health experience day at the medical clinic, and then they would give exclusive discounts to the Barry's Bootcamp members. And because we're a stone's throw away from them, just across the street, we had quite a few cross-reference clients there. I mean, it's a similar demographic. They, young professionals or middle-aged professionals who are investing in themselves. The classes aren't, relatively the cheapest, and neither is is our clinic. So it's people who are willing to spend on themselves. I think it comes to about £15 to £20 a class when you think about parking. I mean, I remember when I used to go to Barry's, it was a £25 class. It was like £15 for the class, £5 for the milkshake.
I was going to say
£5 for parking. Sometimes I get a ticket, £25. So it's a £50 class, but totally worth it because it's your health. So the people, that in itself is an automatic screening tool for us, because if you're going there, you're willing to spend on your health.
Definitely.
So that takes out this sort of, well, is this a quality lead or not? So it's a similar demographic. So yeah, we did quite a few collabs with them.
Yeah, interesting. There's a few more medical healths. Are they all yours?
No.
Or are you independently just for this one? Because I'm sure I've seen one, it was in Hale. There's another one somewhere else.
There may be similar ones by name, or they sound similar.
Right.
But the Medica Clinic spelled
is just yours,
this one? Ours, yeah. We have one. Our first ever one was in Spinning Fields in Manchester. And, there was a reason for that, because as I mentioned, we're creating a health brand.
Yeah.
And to create a brand, everything needs to be in line with that brand.
Of course.
So the location, the feeling of the brand needs to start before you even enter the clinic. When you're walking through Spinning Fields, you feel slightly upbeat. Similar to, I ask people, like, what's your favorite clothing brand, high end? If they say, oh, Loro Piana or Valentino, where would you find their stores? You'd never find them in, a rundown part of any city, even if they got free rent for life.
Yeah,
because it would damage their brand. They're always on Bond Street or Fifth Avenue in New York.
There's a reason for that, right?
There's a reason for that, because their journey starts, their premium journey starts before they even enter the store.
So true.
So I deliberately fought for that unit in Spinningfields because it wasn't an ideal unit to create a clinic. It's small, it's a corner unit, it's quite thin and long. It was quite, we're CQC registered as well. So to get the flooring and everything to the CQC standard was difficult. And we got it done because I said, no, it has to be here. There were cheaper and larger sites way, everywhere else around Manchester. Some people were even offering even longer rent-free periods and incentives. But I said, no, it has to be in Spinningfields.
You're thinking long-term, aren't you?
Thinking about the brand. So when we open our next few clinics in London and so forth, they've got to be in the similar areas.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Talking about other areas, is that on the agenda?
Absolutely, yeah. So 5 clinics in the next 3 years, hopefully.
Easy, right?
Yeah. Well, it has to happen. I don't think it'll be easy, but definitely, proceed as if success is inevitable. You have to make it happen.
Yeah, that's why I said easy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you're congratulated
easy,
about
you got this
approach. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I agree in that sense. Yeah, you have to think that it's easy, and it will be.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
Interesting. So I come across a few, people that are pretty good at doing business, but they just don't seem to see the importance of health. Just don't seem to see it for some reason. Oh, I know I'm not good at that, but I'm just so focused on making the money.
Yeah.
And I do try to make an argument by saying, look, if you did focus on health, trust me, that part will speed up as well. But why do you think that is? I mean, what do you think we can all do more?
It's a good question. I think people, as you mentioned, people who are focused on their career, I think ultimately it comes down to time management. I think they don't have enough time in the day, and you're focused on the business or your career, or making the money, and then you think, well, once I make the money, I'll focus on my health. But as you mentioned, and I completely agree, that if you focus on your health, it does benefit
it's going to speed
your business.
it up.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about how health impacts business. I wrote a blog about the productivity of staff and teams in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Based on the link to their diet. If you're less tired, if you're getting less ill, you're not getting ill as frequently. If you're more focused and productive, that ultimately affects your business. Now, let's put it this way. The way I would say it to corporates is, let's say you're focusing on making all this money and you make X amount a year, millions, and you have in a year at least 2 or 3 sick episodes where you're off for a week. How much does that week cost you?
Yeah.
So if you think about it like that, the loss of income, the loss of investment, the loss of time, the loss of deals, the loss of ability to travel and take that meeting, meet that client, make that deal, get that property, you then look at the health in a completely different way. You think, I've lost millions here, because I wasn't able to attend because I was sick.
Yeah.
But if you took care of your health and got less sick in a year, or was able to maintain. So there's one aspect of how health is so important to your business. Another aspect is, I always say, is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So if you meet someone who's in a healthy state and is in good shape, that's ultimately, whether you admit it or not, going to impact your business positively. Because if you see someone you're in good shape, we see that you work out. So before even saying a word, people know, okay, you emulate self-discipline, control, delayed gratification. This is a person that I could potentially do business with.
Yeah.
But if you see someone who's, clinically obese, doesn't look after their skin health, doesn't look after their hair health, they maybe have a fantastic company, but business is about relationships, as you know. And, when you're trying to do a deal with someone you've just met for the first time and they look unhealthy, then you think, okay, well, you can't even control yourself. How are you going to look after my money if you can't even look after yourself?
So well put,
it's a message. So I think there's 2 aspects: the loss of income by keeping healthy, and also the first impression you make by being healthy. If you're a healthy person, you make a healthy first impression. Which means you could be potentially a healthy partnership in business.
Yeah. No, so well put that, and I totally agree with you. So if somebody who is watching this and just just had a sudden wake-up call and think, well, listen, you know, I'm going to go to your clinic. What's the first thing that they need to do? What test do they need to take, and how does it all work?
It's a good question. So our approach, I'm not sure how everyone else does it, but at the medical clinic, the first thing we do is you book in for your initial wellness consultation with myself or my team. And what we do is we take a deep dive into what makes you, you. Because as I mentioned, we take a different approach to the NHS. We're more tailored. And in order for me to make a health plan for you, I've got to understand you. So we take a deep dive into your diet, your sleep routine, how much water do you drink, how hydrated are you, your physical activity, any past medical conditions, any medication you're on, any supplements you're on, any previous treatments you may or may not have had, and also what you're aiming to achieve, what your goals are. People may come in and say, you know, it's all good me recommending a health plan for someone to lose weight, but if they are quite happy with their weight, then I've made the wrong health plan for them. If they come in and say, I mean, just prior to this, I've come straight from clinic, and I had a gentleman who came in and he said, I'm having trouble sleeping. Right. So my health plan has to be focused towards his sleep health. So the first thing we do is we figure out what makes you, you. And the second thing we do is work out where you want to go. Once we have these two things, we have a deep dive analysis into your lifestyle medicine. So this is all on paper, right? Or is there some blood tests happening? Or? Well, we don't even start off with blood tests. Right. We see, because once I've gone through everything, you may have had I ask about previous treatments and procedures and scans. You may have had a blood test just 2 weeks ago. Got it. Some people have had a blood test, you know, a month ago, and I say, well, you're fit and healthy. Why? Some people come in and say, I want this doing. And then when I ask them why, you know, we then figure out that they actually don't need it. And when I explain it to them, I say, well, look, you've had a blood test, you're fit and well, you have no symptoms. Let's repeat it in a month, you know. So yeah, we do an initial consultation. In that consultation, I will then, after figuring out what makes that person uniquely them and where they want to go, I will then recommend certain tests and you know, based on that information. Based off of that. So yes, it could be blood testing, it could be a scan. We can book you in for a scan. We'll take your basic parameters like blood pressure, heart monitoring, saturations, observations, which seem like simple tests, but can tell us a lot about a patient. And then we'll make a health plan together. And at Medica, we join people on a health journey rather than a one treatment stop. And again, it's a lifelong thing, right? It's a lifelong thing. And also my treatment plan has to fit in with my client's lifestyle. That's what lifestyle medicine is about. It shouldn't hinder your day-to-day routine. So for example, the patient that I just saw prior to this interview, he mentioned that he's on the road 4 or 5 days a week. So for me to make a plan for him, which requires him to come into clinic every day, would be ridiculous because he wouldn't be able to commit. So before making any plan, I say, what do you do? How do you do it? What's your day-to-day like? I figure that person out. And then we figured out that he doesn't drink enough water. So he said, I'm on the road 5, 6 days a week. I'm in different hotels. I'm in the car probably 4 or 5 hours a day, he said. So I said, okay, so for you, instead of me telling you to get a Brita filter tap fitted into your kitchen, you're never at home anyway, I recommended his lifestyle. I said, the lifestyle changes for you are to put a few water bottles in your car before you start the day. So yeah, we figure out what people almost giving advice, like and giving we base it around their needs, because it shouldn't hinder your lifestyle. It should complement your lifestyle. You know, you're in property, right? You're out and about. You do podcasts. You're in you know, good physical shape. So for me to make a plan for you that would take you away from all of that, there would be poor patient compliance. No one would stick to it. So they would get frustrated, and then we would get frustrated because they're not getting the results, and then we're not getting the results. And when you have poor patient compliance, it's usually like certain clinicians could get frustrated at that. Like, oh, the patient is not complying, and then they just blame it on the patient. Whereas I say, well, did you take time to get to know the patient? No, you didn't. So I said, you made a plan that hindered their lifestyle. Whereas if you took the time to get to know the patient and made a plan that suited their lifestyle, suited their travel plans, their social commitments, their budget, everything, then you would get a better result. So don't blame the patient. Look at your own treatment plan. Very true. So for someone who's in decent shape, the health is okay, what is it you would recommend coming and getting from you guys? Because I've seen you guys do some IV vitamins. In fact, give me some deep dive on this IV vitamins. Is it really like
helpful? How pure are they? What is it?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's a lot of mixed opinions on these.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's relatively new.
Right.
We wouldn't offer anything at the medical clinic that wouldn't work or isn't safe.
Yeah.
You know, we're not a fad company. We're a health CQC registered clinic. We have certification for these type of things. I also have a background in IVNT, which is intravenous nutritional therapy. And the simple way to put it is there are certain vitamins and aminos and, for example, even glutathione, which is an antioxidant, that are just absorbed better intravenously. The simple example I give to people is, with my background in A&E medicine, in accident and emergency, is the simple background or the example I give is, imagine amoxicillin. You get a tablet from your GP.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you come into A&E with sepsis, with blood poisoning, you get amoxicillin IV, same drug, administered differently. Why? Because it works faster. It has a higher bioavailability. And it's straight into your system. Now, that in itself should prove the power or the difference of intravenous therapy compared to taking tablets orally. You know, if there's a vitamin tablet that you buy from off the shelf from Boots,
yeah,
let's say it's the best vitamin tablet in the world, you and I both take it, right? Depending on your health and my health, the amount of bioavailability or the amount that actually gets into your cells is totally different because it depends on your gut health and my gut health.
Yeah.
Mine's different to yours and yours is different to mine. So I may get a certain percentage, you may get more. Whereas if we go straight into the intravenous system, we're getting 100% of the bioavailability, or you're getting at least a lot more, you know. So in some cases 100%, some cases a lot higher percentage. And it goes straight to yourself and it lasts longer, and that's how it works.
Got it. So basically, essentially, it's in liquid form. It goes in quicker, and it goes directly.
Yeah, higher concentration.
Yeah,
and the advantages are that we can tailor make it to your needs, whereas a tablet, it's the same tablet. So the reason we offer it is because it fits our ethos of a tailor-made health approach to your needs.
And how often would you recommend it?
Totally depends. Again, because everyone's different. We say I myself have it every 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah. Everything in my clinic, I either have tried myself or have tried on a close loved friends or relative or loved one. If I don't believe in it, I don't do it. So I've tried all the skincare in there, all the machinery in there. I've either tried on myself, or if I don't need to try it on myself, like certain pigmentation lasers I didn't need. So you know, if I'm comfortable using it on my mum, then I'm happy to have it in the clinic.
Yeah.
You know, that's my rule.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say every month or so.
Every month, yeah. So how long does it take?
Everyone's different. We do a health assessment on you. So generally speaking, it's about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. If some people, it could be slightly quicker. But generally it's an hour. Some people, if they have heart conditions or if they have certain other conditions, we check their vitals first. We can do it a lot slower for them if they need to. Yeah. We have these comfortable IV booths that we've made.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you can kick back, relax.
I need to come down. We need to come down and
Most
video
welcome.
this place.
Most welcome.
Yeah,
Anytime. But yeah, initially I would say everyone just come in for your consultation, and then we figure out if you need anything. So you asked earlier that what would someone who's in general good shape, what would they need? I would say everyone needs a consultation to figure out what they need.
So true. Yeah, because normally we get information from here and there.
Yeah.
And it just could be totally false.
We insist on that initial consultation because without that, it's difficult for us to even know if we're treating you. You may not even need the IV. You may not even need a certain laser treatment. People come in to me all the time and say, I need Botox.
Yeah.
And I say, whoa, hang on. I'll tell you if you need Botox.
Yeah.
So they come in and they say, hi, I'm booked in. So then I do a consultation on them.
Yeah.
And I see, well, actually, you know, you don't need Botox. You need, you know, some radiofrequency treatments. You need to change your diet, or you need to use some sunscreen, SPF. So we insist on that. You're paying for a consultation for the experts. That's what the client is paying for. Let us offer our expertise for you.
Yeah.
That's what we say.
Please tell me if there is anything from your point, any way you can strengthen your hair.
Yeah, good question. So hair health starts from the scalp.
Okay.
So we offer a treatment called, we're actually one of the only ones in Manchester, I believe, doing this, called Hydroscalp Keravive. So there's a hydrofacial machine that a lot of clinics have. It's quite common, it's quite well known. It's a really advanced, high quality facial, 6 steps. You can tweak that machine to, instead of treating the skin on your face, treat the skin on your scalp. So it's called hydroscalp. So you put a slightly different tip at the end and a different setting, and it treats the root cause. So whenever someone comes to me for their hair health, yes, you can, you know, of course, go for hair transplants and stuff, but our initial consultation is, again, I take a deep dive into their lifestyle. Are you a smoker? Are you taking enough, are you getting enough biotin, you know, vitamin B7 into your diet? What are you doing? So what shampoos are you using, or what are you not using? Are you using poor quality ones or organic ones? So we look into that because it's all interlinked. But then coming back to the treatment, I recommend to start from the root. So I say, look, healthy hair starts from a healthy scalp. If you have a poor scalp circulation or poor scalp health, you're going to have poor hair health because it starts from the roots. Similar, you know, you're in property. If you have a poor foundation, the house is going to go. So build the foundation strong. So I start from the scalp. We deep cleanse the scalp. We get rid of all the gunk. So it's a fantastic treatment. I myself have one just to maintain my hair health, probably every 6 to 8 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, just to maintain it.
I'm coming for that. It's no pins, is it?
No. So the hydroscalp is a really fantastic treatment because it's non-invasive. It's actually quite relaxing, and it sucks all the gunk off of your scalp. So you imagine all of that dead skin that's been building up. You know, people exfoliate their face.
Yeah.
How often do they exfoliate their scalp?
Yeah.
And you've got those clogged up pores. Some people actually have good hair health, but the follicles are just clogged from the surface with all that hair gel that's been sitting there.
No wonder the hair's not coming out, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, all of that residue from shampoos and conditioners, you may wash your hair every day. People say, oh, I wash my hair every day. You know, my scalp's clean. But I said, yeah, but you have these microparticles and residue that clogged on your pores, your hair follicles, and you need to physically have to suck them out. Yeah. And that's what that machine does. So it sucks out all the gunk, all the dead skin cells, all the unclogs the follicles, and then we infuse growth factors into the scalp. And then once the scalp gets...
How do you do that?
Then we change the setting. So the first stage is sucking the gunk out and exfoliating the scalp. After that's step 1. Step 2, we then change the setting where it's then pushing, instead of sucking the gunk out, it's pushing fluid in. So it's infusing the growth factors, aminos, growth factors.
With some like injection style?
With the same, with just a pressure, like a jet wash.
Right.
Yeah, like a pressure wash.
So it's not like an injection, like the pin goes in.
We do another treatment, but this one that I'm talking about, there's no needles. It's non-invasive. And then the third step is we spray a formula with growth factors, aminos, biotin into the scalp, massage it, and you can take that home for a month. So it's a fantastic treatment. Yeah. We do another treatment called PRP.
I hate that one.
Yeah. People have tried it. It's very painful.
You know what happened about, I think it was a few years ago before COVID. I don't know why, but I started losing a little bit of hair. I got in touch with somebody in London. They said, yeah, come down. I went down. I didn't know what was going to happen. Anyway, I sit on this chair and she starts putting some injections in my, I said, what are you doing? After 1, 2, I just couldn't take anymore. And I said, look, I'm sorry, but I'll pay you for your service. I didn't know you can do all this. I can't do it. I just couldn't take the pain.
It's very painful, and it sounds like you didn't have a thorough consultation.
Yeah, I don't think.
In the consultation, we would explain what your treatment's about to entail before we make anyone pay for it. So
I'm definitely coming for that one though.
Always welcome.
For that one, that's good for at any stage.
Any stage.
Right.
Maintenance of hair health, prevention of hair loss.
Yeah.
I think once your hair's completely gone, it's not coming back, but it's still good to keep your scalp healthy. So it's in all stages.
Yeah.
It's a great treatment.
Interesting. Last few questions. How much does it cost to open up a clinic? Hey YouTube, so I won't take too much of your time, but I get a lot of people asking me questions like, look, I'm struggling to go to the gym, I'm struggling to scale my business, I'm struggling to make decisions. So what I've done is I've just gone and created the perfect solution for you. I have a 7-day free, this is a total free audio mindset program. All you have to do is once you sign up, you get it in your inbox. Every single day you will receive a 2-minute audio. And the reason why I created this was because I really wanted every single one of you to get into the right mindset when you are about to deal with a task ahead of you. So if you are somebody who wants to think big, think outside the box and make quicker decisions, this is perfect for you. It will be in the link below. Don't miss it. Let's get back to the episode.
Good question. So initially my clinic, I partnered with 2 entrepreneurs, which I think was the best decision I made. I didn't partner with other doctors.
On this one or another one, did you say?
This is my first one for now. But for the whole brand, I partnered with 2 entrepreneurs deliberately. I don't have many doctor friends. I don't like hanging out with doctors.
Why?
Doctors are, well, not even doctors, academics in generally are very risk averse. And I don't blame them. If you think about it, you know, you're in full-time education. The education system is designed to make you risk averse, is designed to make you an employee, to think inside the box rather than outside the box. So that's why I don't have a lot of doctor friends, because I like to hang out and think expansively, and I like to hang out with entrepreneurs and doers and, you know, industry disruptors. So I deliberately partnered with 2 entrepreneurs for medical health, and like I said, it's probably been the best decision I made doing that. And, you know, to start the clinic, initially we thought it was going to cost about 300K. Yeah. You know, for the site, the decor, the rip out, the deposits on the machinery, staff training, uniforms, etc. Ended up being double that. So,
oh really?
Yeah, nearly double that, and then some more. And again, it came down to the delays, and that's why when the delays happened, I think it was the best decision partnering with entrepreneurs, is because they said they were used to it. They were like, yeah, this happens. You know, no business opens on time. There's going to be unforeseen costs that are, you know, associated with this. And so I'd say it depends what kind of clinic you want to open up.
But you're looking at about $500,000 then?
Well, you don't need that much. I'd say $250,000. Yeah, if you want to set up a standard, good quality one with insurance, with, you know, everything top of the range. Yeah. People have done it for far less in this day and age. If you want the best machinery, the best treatments, the best standard of care, I'd say $250,000. Yeah.
See, when you sell a service, a product, let's just say it costs £100. What's the profit margins in each product you sell? For example, a restaurant. Usually they work on around 25–30%. Yeah. What's it like with your products in the medical space? Yeah,
it's funny you mention that, because one of my friends and partners is actually in the hospitality industry. Yeah. So he's used to those margins that you just mentioned. But in the health and advanced aesthetics industry, it's significantly higher. Wow. So we're talking about 70% sometimes. Wow. Yeah, 70 to 80% even.
That's a really good business model.
Yeah, you're not actually paying for the product, you're paying for the service and the expertise. Yeah. So you're paying for the level 7 qualified doctor, or the, you know, advancedly trained therapist with 20 years that we have. Yeah. 20 years experience under her belt. You know, and because you're paying for an expertise, the margins are a lot higher, and the cost is the cost. But you're paying for that service, and that service, because it's so niche and unique to that practitioner or that clinic, you know, you're as good as your results. And because it's results driven, the margins are so much higher. Wow. It's similar to like the pharmaceutical industry, you know. My father's a pharmacist.
Is he?
Yeah. So I was astonished at the margins in the pharmaceutical industry. It's way more than here. So similar to when you go to a dentist, cosmetic dentist, they make way more than I. And it's because you're not actually paying for the tooth, you're paying for the procedure. And same with us, because we're not selling products, we're actually selling a procedure, we're selling a long-term health plan. And, you know, once you've got someone on a health journey with you, it's essentially a client for life.
It's long-term, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
So are you originally from Manchester?
No, my story is, so I was born in the Midlands. I lived in Pakistan, actually, for my youth, So I went to school in Pakistan, went to primary school, loved it there, great country, had a great life there. And then my mother wanted me to have a fluent English education. Did high school here. Then I lived abroad and studied in Europe for 6 years.
Where?
Yeah, in Prague. Yeah, so I did it that side of Europe, travelled all of that side, did my master's degree there, came back to the UK, and then settled in good old Manchester.
Wow, you're still young though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm 31, and yeah, I'd say so. And I think it was one of the best decisions that I made moving to Manchester.
Yeah.
Because if someone asked me what is...
You live in the city now, right?
I live in the city. I live on Deansgate, heart of the city, just down the road.
Do you go out a lot? Events, parties?
Not anymore. I used to when I first came here. I moved here just over 5 years ago.
Right.
And when I first came here, I did go out a lot. And it served me well because I made a fantastic network.
Yeah.
And your network, as you know, is your net worth.
Yeah.
So everything, as I mentioned before, everything's about timing. And I think at that time in 2018, when I first came here, I was a young junior doctor. I was out all the time. And the reason I was able to be out all the time is because I don't drink or do drugs. So because I don't drink or do drugs, I was never hungover. I could go out, work the next day, go out again. And I made some fantastic connections in the city that I still, hold dearly now, and are still good friends. So I don't regret that period because that's what got me my network. And then now, I don't have the time. I'm focused. The goal has changed. I go out for dinners. If we go to there's like you go to events and stuff in London. So I don't go out. I have a good friend of mine who runs a successful fashion company, and he inspired me for this rule. He said, look, when I'm in Manchester, I'm in graft mode.
Right.
So he goes out only when he's abroad or when he's in London. And I said, you know what, that's a great point. When we're in Manchester, we're in work mode. If we want to go out, we go out on holiday. We go out when we're maybe in London after work. But, in Manchester, I treat it as it's where my business is.
Just work mode.
It's where my work is. So when I'm here, I work. And, I'll go out maybe when I'm on holiday.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So
How about yourself?
No. Again, work mode.
Yeah.
Just really focus. I think there's seasons in life, and right now, just the season is to work.
Yeah, absolutely. There's times, timing is everything. And, there comes a time. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
If it's your time. But for me, I'm at the start of my business, and it would be irresponsible to me and to my partners if I was out all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, not that I don't have time, I don't want to. And even if I am out, my mind is on my business. Yeah. So I wouldn't even enjoy myself.
You're a business owner,
Yeah, and I wouldn't be present if I was out. I wouldn't be present in that moment because my mind is always there. Everyone asked me, what are you doing this summer? And I said, no plans. I'm working because I've just opened a business. Yeah. So this all come, I was invited to a few places on holiday. But I said, look, if I come, I'm going to be, not great company because I'll be on holiday, but my mind will be on the business because it's, we're the first year in. So I think for at least the first 12 to 18, maybe even 2-3 years, you've got to be fully present, committed every day.
Definitely.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is tough, as you know. And I think the best thing I learned from Manchester, or not learnt, but I'd say unlearn. So if someone asked me what was your greatest accomplishment moving to Manchester, I wouldn't even say it's the clinic or the businesses. I would say the best thing I got from Manchester is unlearning everything that the academic system had taught me for the 24 years of full-time education that I was in. Yeah. Because it taught the education system teaches you to be risk averse, it teaches you to not ask for help, all of these things. But coming to Manchester, hanging out with entrepreneurs, and there is a buzz in the city, hence why it's the city of the bee, and it is true. There is an entrepreneurial buzz here. There's kids starting businesses, t-shirt companies. There's these big corporations here, and you're just sucked into it because and it's like either keep up or get left behind. And if you have that spirit, the entrepreneurial side of you the city will bring it out of you.
So powerful, so powerful. So girlfriends. That's what I mean. Girlfriend or girlfriends?
I love how you add a plural onto that.
Yeah. Good and I loved how you smiled.
Right now, my friend, my girlfriend, my wife, my everything is my business.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. That's a good answer.
Yeah. That's my everything.
That'll keep you out of trouble. That one.
But no, I think currently I am single. Yeah. But I again, coming to timings, I feel like I am at a stage now where I would like to settle down.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I have more to offer now. As a 31-year-old business owner than I did 5 years ago. So no regrets. I'm happy with my choices and my decisions, and I'm a strong believer of timing. You can't force these things.
Yeah.
And when I settle down, I want to make sure it's the right person, one-time decision for the rest of my life. Get it right. So whether it's now at 31, whether it's at 35, whether it's at 40, I don't live life on people's timelines, society's timelines, or with all due respect, even my family's timelines.
Yeah.
I love and respect my family very much, my parents, but ultimately, with the highest respect, I can't live life on their timeline as well. I mean, your background, you're Asian.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Parents are from Pakistan.
You're Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
So you can relate. I'm Pakistani. You're Pakistani.
Yeah.
So you always get the whole, when are you getting married, son? When are you getting married? And I just said, look, when it's my time, when I want to. If I wanted to, I'm sure we could get a proposal or something sorted from Pakistan. It's not an issue, but I just think it should be at a time where you find the right partner.
Yeah.
Who's going to add value to your life, and when you're in a position to add value to their life. And I think now at 31, matured and as a business owner, like you said, I can add value. I'm not saying I couldn't before, but I have more value to add. I'm more matured, more patient, more measured in certain ways. So I think, nothing right now. Like I said, my business is my girlfriend and my wife and everything.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
But let's see what the future holds.
Let's see what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, where could people find you? Any final words before we close this off? Yeah,
thanks. So the Medica Clinic in Spinningfields, heart of Manchester. We're online at www.medica.health. We're on Instagram at Medica Health. And the best place to find us is in Spinningfields, in the heart of the city. Come in for a consultation. And final message would be health is wealth.
I love that. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll put all your websites in the description below.
Yeah, I'll send you that. Yeah.
Listen, I can speak to you all day. This is my favourite topic. So.
Man, it's likewise. It's been a pleasure, man. I feel I didn't deliberately ask you questions back like a normal, because I don't want to interrupt your interview.
It's about you.
Well, yeah, it's about your podcast. So, I would love to normally reciprocate the questions, but I've been told that, listen, let us do the questions. So I deliberately didn't. But no, I'd love to hear your stories. So you're Pakistani as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, amazing. And then now you're in property.
I'm a business mentor.
Yes, okay.
So I work with like 6-figure business owners, and I show them how they can scale that to 7.
Nice.
With my business experience and with the money that I've generated from my previous businesses, I've then put that into the property game, and because I've been banging at that for years as well, and I've got skills in that. So with the knowledge that I've gathered from there, I also help the business owners show them how they can invest into property and build a long-term wealth as well. Like
amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think property is one of the best forms of investment. Prior to the clinic, was doing a little bit of property as well. Yeah. I was doing rent to rents during COVID, because it's a great way when you have like not massive amount of capital, but you want to create cash flow. Yeah. We were doing like deal sourcing, all of this stuff. So I think it's great, and I think it's fantastic what you're doing. Yeah. And I'd love to welcome you to the clinic.
No, sure. I will be there.
Yeah, anytime. Wait, are you based in Manchester?
Yeah, I live around the corner, 10
minutes.
Oh,
perfect. You're in town as well. Amazing. Literally, I think I saw you once actually. I think I messaged you. Okay. It was when we just connected. Right. And you were running. Is it not far from Deansgate Square, right? It's like towards Trafford. Yeah. Yeah, you had your headphones on. Yeah. So I was like, oh, he probably lives in the city as well. Yeah. Not far. Right, just literally, cool. We're not far at all. Mate, come down anytime. Yeah, anytime. No. Well, most welcome. But brother, listen, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. Keep impacting lives, and thank you. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thanks.